Welcome to Mamaw Knows, our masterclass series on fractions. Today's video will be covering division of fractions. We hope that we can make this very short and sweet and to the point, make it easy to understand, and on occasion maybe even include some tips and tricks while tying it into real life scenarios. I hope that you're ready for us, and let's get started. Today we're talking about division in our video 5 of our Masterclass Fraction series. Division is really almost as simple as multiplication. You just have one additional step at the very beginning. Let's start off with an example. We're going to start off with 5/9 divided by 2/3. There's one difference in division and multiplying. In division, you keep your first fraction just like it is. Here 5/9 stays 5/9. But your second fraction, the number that you're dividing by, you flip it. So where the problem says divided by 2/3, you change it to times and flip it to 3/2. So when you do that, now you have a new problem. 5/9 times 3/2. And you just go back to your rules on multiplication, which if you didn't see that video or you don't understand that, then you just please check out our link at the end of this video, okay? And that way you can go back and see it. But here we have 5/9 times 3/2. Remember, you go straight across. So 5 times 3 would be 15. 9 times 2 would be 18. So your final answer is 15/18. Now, I'm going to put a little plug in right here because for those of you that remember something about fractions and you're just using our videos to review or freshen your mind, you might recognize the fact that this particular answer, 15/18, needs to be simplified or reduced. We will be covering that in future videos, so for the moment, we're just going to stay with this answer. All right, let's look at a second example. 7/8 divided by 1/2. Now again, remember the first thing we do is we change it to multiplication and we flip the second fraction. So now we're going to have 7/8 times 2/1, and it is important that you include the 1 on the bottom. Then you just go back to your multiplication rules. 7 times 2 equals 14. 8 times 1 equals 8, so you have 14/8. Okay, and here's another little thing. These videos really do link together, so if you've missed any of them, please just go back and check our earlier videos. But here you have what's called an improper fraction. Improper fractions means that the top number is larger than the bottom number. In a normal fraction, what's considered a normal fraction, a proper fraction, the top number is always smaller than the bottom number because that means you're working with part of a whole. When the number on top, or the numerator, is larger than the bottom, then you actually have more than one entire whole unit. So we will talk about how to reduce those and how to change them into what's called mixed numbers, which again, we will cover in a later video in this series. But for right now, we're going to stick with 14/8. Okay, a third example. Let's try 5/7 divided by a whole number, 6. And this is another one of those little tricky things that is very easy to fix, okay, but people sometimes forget. Remember that a whole number can be changed into a fraction form simply by putting that number over 1, because when you say over 1, you're saying divided by 1. Also known, here's a hint, also known as the identity theory, 6 divided by 1 equals 6. So it's still the same thing. So we can rewrite that fraction as 6/1. Now we can do what we have to do for division. We change it to multiplication and flip the second fraction. So that would become 5/7 times 1/6. 5 times 1 equals 5. 7 times 6 equals 42. So our final answer would be 5/42. Now remember, we said that in order to convert the whole number 6 to a fraction form, it's 6/1. Some people sometimes get confused there because they want to put it over itself. But any number divided by itself equals 1. We want it to be equal to the current whole number. So you must put it over 1. All right, let's look at another example. We're going to look at 3/4 divided by 3/4. Now, If you're thinking really logically, you should know automatically that that's 1. Okay? But sometimes, again, because it's fractions, people have this thing about fractions. And they're like, oh my heavens, I don't know what to do with this. Use the same rules. 3/4, keep your first fraction. Change from division to multiplication. Flip your second fraction. So that would become 4/3. So our problem is 3/4 times 4/3. 3 times 4 is 12 on the top. 4 times 3 is 12 on the bottom. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Remember, any number divided by itself equals 1. We are going to include some bonus practice problems at the end of this video, and hopefully they will help you make sure that you're okay with it. The answers will be included in the video description so that you can check your work. Be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how you did, and if you have any questions about it. Thank you for watching our video. I hope that it was helpful, that you found some value in it. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. I hope to see you in our next video where we are going to be covering simplifying or reducing fractions. Thank you. You have an awesome day.